Now you listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious, Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple. Saul's warning. 1 Timothy 4:16 says, hey, where's my brand new fancy pointer, that satellite pointer? Where did he go? Man, I had a nice little red satellite pointer, man. It's somewhere. Is it in that bucket, in that bag? Check, see if it's in that bag or where. Look what the Apostle Saul told Timothy. He said, take heed unto thyself and unto the what? Which is the what? Teaching. Continue in them, for in doing this, you shall both save thyself and them that do what? So I have to take heed to the doctrine that I'm preaching and teaching, because I want to be saved. And not only, I'm taking heed to this warning. So I'm taking heed to the teachings that I give you, because I want to save myself and all of you that are hearing. I got a heavy load in front of me. Most people take this thing light. Very light. Most people, I'm telling you, man, I've been in front of them dang preachers. All they wanted to do was just get up and stroke their ego. Really. Just get people to say, look how many was with me, brother. Hold on. Man, you looking for people to be with you? You preach the truth, you'll find out who's with you. Isn't that something? People just, I'm telling you, they're trying to use and fleece and abuse and all of you. I ain't letting it happen, not on my watch. Not while you listen to me. And listen, we're going to get to something here. Acts 8:30. And Philip ran thither unto him and heard him read the prophet Elias and said, understandest you what you read? See, a lot of times we don't understand what we're reading until, watch this. And he said, how can I accept some what? Should do what? Why you think you're sitting in front of me? No matter what we do in life, we're always going to have some man to guide us. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I don't know why we want to defy that. Every time a rebellion rises up, we always got to have somebody try to defy it, don't we? They do that so that they can be the man. Ain't sacrificed nothing, ain't gave nothing, haven't burned no oil in anything, hadn't been an example for nobody, for nothing. And he desired that he would come and sit with him. See, that's the man that's guiding you. That man right there, I don't know who he is, but whoever he is, that's the man that's feeding y'all with knowledge and understanding. That's why you got yourself sitting here. Israel teach. Now listen to this. The Apostle Saul had a lot to say about this. Baruch 3:35. This is our Yah, and there shall none be accounted of in comparison of him. Y'all know that, right? I don't care what they say about these gods, that there ain't nobody in comparison. There's nobody. Not within a trillion, zillion, quadrillion, zillion, billion, add them all on. Nowhere near. He have found it out all the way of what? Knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob, his what? And to Israel his. And see, what we do today is that everybody, anyway, we're going to get to it, but isn't it amazing how everybody wants to be called Israel, but they don't want to follow our culture? They don't want to obey our customs and traditions. Afterwards, did he show himself upon the earth and converse with men? He did that with Abraham. Yeah, he did. He even did that with Adam. He did it with Moses. Yeah, he did. Utterly amazing he did. This is the book of the commandments of Yah and the law that endures for how long? Forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. And what did Christ say? If thou wilt enter into life, do what? Keep the commandments. And we live under a system that tells you don't have to. Amazing. But such as leave it shall do what? That's why I say that the religion of Christianity is the Antichrist religion. It's all lawless. The major problem we're having today is that true Israel is not doing the majority of the teachings. Men of other nations are. And what I mean by that is simple. You know, you have to take into account our captivity and our flight. We've had our land, our language, our culture, our heritage, our traditions and our customs, our laws, our statutes, everything ripped and stripped from us by the nations of this world. And every single one of them have made sure that we stayed illiterate. You get it? And they have made sure that they have made laws. They have forced even some of our people who wouldn't accept death to eat swine's flesh. And they did all this for the sole purpose to the end that when these other generations come, that we might forget the law. And now you got all these nations who have given us our scriptures. And they done commentated and translated their way. Y'all hear this? Why? Because we've been in captivity all these many years because our ancestors hated commandments. So since they hated commandments, y'all gave them exactly what they wanted. Someone that hate them just like you, so you have to obey them. You wouldn't obey Yah, you're going to obey those that enslaved you. You get it? So they took our book and said, hey, this is a good book right here, man. It's a book of wisdom right here. We can apply it. Oh, this is their people book. Oh, so I see. You know what the benefit this is to us, right? Is to keep them cursed. We keep them cursed, we'll be the head and they'll stay their ass. But if the day ever comes that one of them read this book and they really find out who they are, the gig is up. The game is over. So you don't realize all this is taking place. It has taken place. There's been a concerted effort, a Confederate effort. Psalms 83 tells us about it. To make sure that they keep you, the people, away from this knowledge and this truth. Because they don't want you going around teaching the nations Yah's ways. Psalms 147, 119 says, and look what the book says. And he showed his word unto who? Jacob. His statutes and his judgments unto who? Now we got to bring clarity. He didn't show them to the Assyrians. He didn't show them to the Egyptians. He didn't show them to the Greeks, the Romans, the Babylonians. You follow me? He didn't show it to the Britons. He didn't show it to the English. He didn't show it to the Africans, the Chinese, the Japanese. He didn't show it to the Germans. He didn't show it to none of these people. None. He showed it to. He showed his word to Jacob and his statutes unto who? In other words, he only had one people he gave this to. We were supposed to be the ministers of the earth. That's what we're supposed to be. He have not dealt so with any nation. And when I say that what we've been having is people of other nations teaching us, because they go to their schools, they go to their seminaries. And then you got these self-appointed pastors. preachers, teachers, ministers. They read the book, oh, I'm a pastor, and they start preaching and handling his word, but they handle it from a Western Gentile perspective. They're teaching you the same old pagan traditions and worship that all the other ancient civilizations already been through. They're just using our book to do it. Y'all get it? See, Yah's the one that has to open up his people's eyes and bring true Israel to the front to bring the teaching. And when real Israel comes, there'll be ministers unto the nations, not just to Israel. What our intent was in the first place, to minister to who? The nations. That's what are we going to minister to each other for, and we already arrived? We have to minister to each other a lot now, Israel, because we're so contrary and far away from him. Y'all begin to see this? So we have not dealt so with any other nation, with any nation, as far for this judgment, they have not known them, praise ye Yahweh. See, even at this, we'll sit here in America and act like these American Christians, Messianics, everybody else who think that they're Israel because it's popular to be Israel now. And when they open up this book, they're reading it to you from the philosophy of the Western thought. Some people accuse me of making a big deal out of natural Israel. This is because when you live the experience and this world is open to you, and this word is open to you, our perspective and story is different from those who have never been in bondage. See, most people in the world will never understand the stigma of racism. They will never understand the stigma of when you go out here, people looking at you crossways because of the color of your skin. Or being discriminated against. Or people smiling at you while they're really trying to jack you. It happens. Up. Bro Victor. Front and center. Sister Jordan, come on. Come on up here. How long y'all been married?
April 23rd.
Boy, it's a long time, isn't it? April 23rd. Watch this. How did people look at you when they saw you two together?
I didn't really notice how they were looking.
Did you?
It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad because you're in America. Right?
Right.
So we need to send y'all to Lafayette.
Yeah, we haven't been out in Lafayette.
Y'all got to go to Lafayette.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it right? How did they look at us when you and I was out in Lafayette?
They look crazy.
They look crazy. Y'all see that? You see that? They looked at us like we were crazy. Isn't that something? You get it? Chances are she will never probably even experience it in certain areas in America. California, probably never experience it. Florida, probably never experience it. Backwoods of Tennessee, you experience it. See what I mean? Where they marry each other cousins and daughters. Like they do in Arkansas. But he would recognize it before she would. Because America, the greatest populace of America, 70% of it is white. Y'all get it? All right, thank y'all very much. Now, it's amazing. Y'all got to answer this question for me. How is it that we the one that got bought over here on slave ships, and we've been beaten, lynched, robbed of our language, culture, nationality, and yet still we the problem for everything that's going on in the world? That don't make sense to me. You get it? But that ain't what all this sermon is about today. I'm trying to show you something. Now you see the reason why it's hard for people to accept the fact that we are the people of the book. They don't want to hear that. Because they have done believed themselves to death that they are the real people of the book. I was looking at some hieroglyphics this morning from one of the governors of Egypt. Not one of the Tuts, the King Tuts or the pharaohs, one of the governors. And he had on the tomb of his walls all these people making bricks out of mud and mortar.
And I looked and looked and searched. I looked for all kind of white folks in there and didn't see none. Didn't see a one. And here you got black folks enslaving black folks. But the book says in Exodus that this nation that you're going to go in bondage to, you're going to serve them with rigor. You get that? So now these nations have done hijacked it, and they're not going to give you a Eastern culture perspective. See, there's a thing called trauma. You ever heard it before? In other words, whatever your family has experienced in centuries past, that spirit comes down through the generations. And because a lot of people don't understand spiritual warfare, they don't even know what I'm talking about. But there's a spirit that comes down, traumatic experiences. All right, follow me? And it traumatizes you. You know, you have generational curses in attitudes and mindsets, just like you do in curses as far as diseases. You know, diabetes can be passed down, certain cancers can be passed down, then the same thing with these traumatic experiences. You follow me? And most people never understand this unless you've been on the other end of that whip. You get it? All right. But what I'm getting to is that no matter what nation we've been in captivity to, they have all ruled over us and then told us how to worship our God. No different with America. They ruled over us and told us who our God, and we were supposed to be the ones to teach the nations. Romans 3:1, look what Paul said from the scriptures version. What then is the advantage of the Yehudite? You hear that? Or what value of the circumcision? He's asking questions, right? In other words, do these people even have an advantage? And what value is the circumcision? Much in every way. See, now they done meld it all together and everybody is a Yehudite now. You know it's popular, everybody being Israel now? But what you're not going to see is people running hard after that culture, after that way of life, after that set apartness. They're going to claim Israel with their lips, but they're going to keep their Western mindset. They're going to claim Israel with their lips, but they're going to keep the way that they think. I don't care who y'all, black, white, red, yellow, blue, purple, green, or brown. You'll say Israel, but you'll still live like the Gentiles. And after the manner and customs of the Gentiles. And this is what we're having. This is the confusion today. Because so many people is now hollering Israel, 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 or an Israelite. Or some people are still trying to be that way, but they're dressing it up by saying Messianic. Hebrew roots. But the problem is ain't none of them really truly being taught by a natural Yehudi. That's the problem. If you look at us as a ministry, as a community, you can see that we're quite different. And every year we get even more and more different. There was a time that we never even wore tzitzits or tassels. You know why? Because really truly didn't understand it until I understand it was open of it. I've been buying garments lately just so I can cut them all off, because you know how they got them cuts. They go down like this and all, hang all that. So I can cut it all off square at the bottom, and I can put tassels all the way around them. Because I'm not about to wear no damn Jewish repelling ropes. I ain't trying to be like no damn Israeli Jews. You follow me? But see, this is our culture. Matter of fact, this is actually a commandment of us. And you notice every year, little by little, more and more and more and more, as we are restoring. We're getting there. You follow me? You're not, and we also are supposed to be the spiritual people of the earth. Christ taught us about what was going on spiritually. He gave us authority over unclean devils. If you notice, name me one Israelite group that goes hard after deliverance and healing and warfare than we do. They all avoid it. First that which is natural, then that which is spirit. They will naturalize you half to death. They will. There ain't nowhere in the Bible that commands we must wear a beard. It was a custom. It's just what we did. You ain't got time to be shaving no beard when you're in the field tilling Gentiles. But you see what I mean? But it was a good identifying mark for us. Uh-oh. Yeah, it was. What happened in David's time? They took and turned, when the enemies caught our people, they turned around and shaved off half their beard. And it was so much of a shame that David told them, you stay out here until your beard grow back, then you can come on back. And in the law, you will see precepts concerning beards. But really the precept is, don't you run around here looking like these bald-headed Egyptians. And these Romans. They shave off every inch of hair off their body. A distinction, a difference. Because if y'all looked at me years ago in the ministry, I always wore what they call a goatee. And many times I'd switch up. I still ain't seen nobody in here had a beard longer than mine. I just have a big old beard. Wasn't I spiritual? I mean, the bigger my beard, the more spiritual I am. The longer my repelling rope, the more spiritual I am. Can't you see how much I love y'all and keep the commandments? Y'all get it? Hallelujah. But we're supposed to be the ones teaching. Now, don't tell me one of another nation that has came and become an Israelite cannot teach other nations, because he can. But he has to be taught by Israel first. That's the problem and issues we're having in the day we're living in, is that people are not being taught by Israel first, because Israel has a different spirit. And I'll use myself as an example. Show me another pastor that you've ever seen that demonstrate, live, and love Yah more than any other man. More than any other preacher you've ever known. Name me one preacher that has showed in demonstration, in love, and in life, who loves Yah more than me. You can't show me one pastor in this earth. I'm telling you, can't do it. So you're in a good olive tree. Well oiled. Now what I'm doing, I'm actually giving Yah the glory. I'm giving him the glory because you remember who you were before him? Nothing and a nobody. Same thing I was. A nothing and a nobody. I didn't have no power to heal nobody. I didn't even know how to heal nobody. Did y'all hear the testimony from last night? Hear the testimony from last night. Brother Robert called in and said, hey, pastor, that wheelchair is gone. He ain't even been back in it. Gone. Said, man, he's lifting his arm up. See, what we're doing is we're making a boast in Yah because everybody else out there is uncomfortable with that. How can you be an Israelite and be uncomfortable with the hand of Yah? You see what I'm saying? There is a difference. A distinct difference. Oh, yes, it is. There's a great difference in us who are true Israelites. You know, I get upset because I wish that generations before me, that they were serving Yah. Really, truly serving him. Because what would we be at today if they were serving Yah? How much more power that we'd have instead? Man, it's like every little bit we get is like physically climbing Mount Everest. I mean, we're scraping. This is a serious uphill climb because we've been so far removed from who we are as a people. Our people always had power. Look what Moses did. Look what Elijah did. And Elisha did. They always had power. And then Christ comes and ripped the doors off and say, look at here. It's amazing, isn't it? That's why we have to love who we are. Did I read that? Yeah, much in every way, because firstly, indeed, that they were entrusted with the words of Elohim. It's clear the scriptures was given to Israelites only. Go back and read it. He didn't give it to no other nation. He didn't give it to the Mizrahims. The problem is, men of other nations have been teaching our books. But they have not humbled themselves to be taught by Israel, and they ain't going to do it either. They're too proud. America, England, Romans, Greeks, all the nations, all have made sure that they kept our identity hidden. You know, that burns them up more than anything when they find out who we are. They have stolen our culture, heritage, and language. Our history is one of change. Nothing but change. Psalms 105 verse 17, and he sent a man before them, even yourself, who was sold for a servant, whose feet they hurt with feathers. He was laid in iron until the time. Will somebody say until the time? That his word came. The word of Yahweh did what? Tried him. The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free, and made him Lord of his house and ruler over all his substance, to bind his princes at his pleasure, and to do what? Teach his senators. How you think Mizraim ended up learning all that knowledge? Got it from Israel. Got it from Israel. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of what? So Israel came into Africa and lived there. Journeyed there and lived there, right? When we came to years, we refused to be deceived by the religious teachings of this nation. Y'all remember what happened to you? When y'all started dealing with your heart, all of a sudden, no matter how many family members turned on you and hate you, y'all wasn't going to release you, and you couldn't find any peace unless you was actually obeying him. You hear that? Do y'all remember? But you ain't lost nothing. You gained everything. You ain't lost nothing. You follow me? So when you hear and you read the words of the prophet Jeremiah, when he says, before you were formed, I knew you. Notice when I talked about Joseph over here a minute ago, he says, until the fullness of time. You follow me? There was a time that Yah had allotted to wake you up. Y'all don't get it. We just sit here arrogant and don't get the privilege that it is to be in the fellowship of the divine. I'm telling you, what an honor. And today we even watch people squander being in the midst of his people. And so did Moses. Hebrews 11:24, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Y'all don't understand that? From the time Moses was 3 months old, all the way up to 40 years old, he enjoyed the good life, the finest of teachings and upbringings. Authority, a prince in Mizraim. Y'all get this? Moses made a choice. He made a decision. People today are not making that same decision. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yah. In other words, this man had all the riches. He had armies at his disposal. Oh, he had everything. And when he went down there and discovered these are my people, it was revealed to him. He chose to go down there and dance in the mud and make bricks. Yeah, he did. Now my question to you is, What have you chosen? What sacrifice are you making? Huh? What dance are you doing in the mud pit? You still got your Gentile robes on. You ain't took them off. Moses made a decision. He went from riches to rags. He didn't know y'all was going to call him. He just figured out who he was. Uh-oh. Yeah, Moses said, I chose rather suffer affliction with the people of y'all than enjoy the pleasures of what? Sin. Is not America full of sin? Is this country full of sin? Is this way full of sin? Even this religious way is full of sin. And Moses, Acts 7:22, was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptian and was mighty in words and in deeds. And when he was a full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren. What was he doing all the other 40 years? Living like the Mizrahims. But it's amazing. See, y'all program ain't changed. See, look, it came into his heart to what? Visit his what? These people call themselves saved and they don't want to visit their brother. Uh-oh. Y'all don't see the footprint? The children of Israel. What is this? What's happening? What's going on? Once Moses realized who he really was, he refused his cultural upbringing. He refused the Egyptians' religion, their religious system, just like we have rejected the false religion of Christianity. Once he realized he was not an Egyptian, but an Israelite, his repentance was in his footprint. Y'all hearing that? Isaiah said, we just read this, 29:10. For Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. And the visions of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men delivered. To one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. Y'all see the reason why these ministers of the day can't understand this word? Why they looked at us mesmerized and stuff, and they like, what are y'all doing? It don't make sense. I'm learned and still can't understand this. You get it? This book is sealed. It really is. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, man, I'm going to modify. Man, read this, man. I pray thee. He said, I am not learned. So you got the one learned, can't understand it. You got the one that unlearned, he can't understand it because he ain't learned. You get it? Have you noticed the spirit of revelation that comes when you hear me? I talked about that earlier. That's y'all opening up. That's y'all feeding us by his what? Ruach. Because if we did not have his spirit, he wouldn't be talking to us. We walk around like a bunch of empty, dead vessels. You hear that? And see, you ever notice he uses words and he uses the theater of this natural way, right? Huh? But then he communicates us in a language without force of breath. That words are saying in the natural, but we all comprehend it in the spirit. It's like then we go, oh man, that's good. Did you see that, man? Did you hear that? Whoa, boy, that is good. And everybody else sitting around like, what'd he say? And we're like, you didn't hear that? My sheep hear my voice, and a stranger voice they will not follow. That is what's going on. That is it. That's what's going on. I'm telling you, you better count it an honor and privilege that you have the ears to hear. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit, not what the man, but what the Spirit. Not what the man said, but what the Spirit says unto the assembly. And if you don't have his spirit, you are none of his. You ain't supposed to understand it. You're supposed to be mesmerized, bamboozled, run amok, deceived, hoodwinked. It don't make sense to you, man. You're like, huh? Scriptural mysteries, secrets, and truths can only be revealed by an Israelite. You don't believe me? Go out there and listen to preachers and see what type of revelation you get. I ain't saying that there wasn't any out there. There are a few out there, but it ain't as many as you think it is. Just because people are handling this word don't mean that they have the spirit of prophecy, the spirit of revelation. No, they don't either. Uh-oh. Saving us from our enemies. Luke 1:67, and his father Zacharias was filled with the Ruach and prophesied, saying, Blessed be Yahweh the Elohim of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he has spoken by the mouth of all his set-apart prophets, which have been since the beginning of the world, since the world began, that we should be what? Saved. From our what? Enemies. Why? Because we freely went into captivity of our enemies. We chose our enemies over Yah. See, that's the story that everybody don't want to hear. But I ain't going to let you forget it. I'm going to rehearse it in your ears over and over again. There's something in you that love your enemies. Yeah, it is. You love your enemy's ways. You love his culture. You love his food. You love his language. You love his hair. You love his dress. There's something in you that loves something about that wicked world out there that Yah's been trying to preserve you from ever since we've been a people. I ain't going to let you forget it's in you. Yeah, it is too. It is in you. You think we're that much different from them? And he's trying to save us from our enemies and the hand of all that hate us. You ain't going to tell me that America don't hate me. I know that them boogers ain't no love affair for me. No, they don't. They just tolerate me. That's it. And now, since you're an Israelite now, no matter who you are, now they hate you too. How is it to be hated? By their standard, you are guilty because you're associated with us. Well, that's good. We're going to see how long you hang in it when persecution comes. Because it's coming. It's easy to say, hallelujah, we Israel. We'll see what you got. We'll see what you got. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. If you can't endure hardship as a good soldier now, and you flee at adversity, what are you going to do when it comes time for the real one to come? To perform the mercy's promise of our fathers, to remember his holy covenant. To do what with his holy covenant? To do what with his holy covenant? The oath which he has sworn our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hand of our what? Might serve him without what? Fear. In holiness and in righteousness before him all the days of our what? We are, like it or not, we enjoying the best part of captivity now. We can enjoy some liberties and freedoms now because we ain't in our land. We don't have our own laws. No, we don't. But yet still we can keep our laws in this land. Isn't that something? And serve him without fear. See, if I was this country, I wouldn't let us serve y'all. If I was a Gentile, I wouldn't give y'all this liberty and freedom. You're going to bow down to my God. Bringing no dissension in my land. Huh? I'm just telling y'all. It's in their heart. Now, look what's happening now. All right, right now, they got what do they call this? A ban on immigration. Isn't that right? I told you, I talked to a man of German descent. He said, I've been over here illegally all my life. I talk just like the Americans over here. I got a fake Social Security number. I got driver's license. I got everything here. And you know what? Guess what? I would never get questioned who I am because I'm white. But that Mexican right there? Huh? Oh, them Arabs? Oh, man. That's called racial profiling. Yeah, it is. And now because all of us are dressing like Israelites, you getting ready to get racially profiled too. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're going to look at you crazy. Y'all ask some of our sisters some of the opposition they get when they go out here and they have to deal with certain things in the world, and just by the mere fact of them having a head covering on, watching the demeanor of these Gentile women change all of a sudden. That demonic spirit comes on, boy. Boy, they try to make their life miserable and hard and everything. Nellie was down getting a passport, right? Getting a passport, went down there, and man, turned around, walked in there, man. That woman, face turned just like that. Started making up rules and laws. You know what I mean? Well, you got to say this, you got to put this, no, it ain't. I ain't got to do that, I ain't got to say that. Well, I don't know, we want to turn in. If you're just going to pay, I'm trying to keep you from paying your money. Well, you going to pay, I'm going to pay the money. You know, trying to put up roadblocks. Who was this? This is one that has done embraced the culture. One is allegedly supposed to be of our own nation. Given a hard way to go. Still, passport still came in mail. All that envy, all that jealousy, all that hidden anger. Ask the black folks. I'm going to tell you white folks something y'all don't know, and people of other cultures and nature. I'm going to tell you something you don't know. There's a spirit inside a black man that when they see another black man successful, they despise them. Am I telling the truth, brothers? Where did that come from? Deuteronomy. I'm serious. And they will submit to the authority of a white man 1,000 times faster before obeying a black one. Am I telling the truth, black boys? Come on, black men. Y'all didn't know that, did you? They be looking with disdain at their brother. Heart is eyes evil towards their brother. Yeah. There's a spirit even look at him and say, he ain't no better than I am. There's a hatred, an underlying hatred we actually have for each other. How in the world are we going to teach the world how to have fervent charity and fervent love? See, I talk about everything. I tell it all. I'm throwing you under the bus. Sit up here like you some proud Negroes act like you love everybody. I know who you are. I know you. Get you all. But look what he's done. Made us a holy nation. Y'all don't realize it, but we are a very serious enigma in this generation. I mean, we got people from every tongue, tribe, and creed. There are people from all over the world that listen to us. You know, this town is in very serious judgment of hellfire. You know why? Because Yah sent a man of Yah to an area that has the phone prefix of 666. Send me right to Satan's seat. And you got people that come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And they come and sit down right here to hear Moses' precepts be taught. And they are right here in the town. Boy, Yahshua going, damn, they all there living, burning hell. And you know the reason why they don't listen to me? Just for a little melanin in you. Mm-hmm. Utterly amazing. And you got people in this crowd right here from the Netherlands, from England, from Canada, from Mexico. I mean, and people listening all across the world. And only one from Lafayette, Tennessee. See how they got the same spirit? Only unto one was he sent. Only unto one. Isn't that something? See, believe it or not, we are a testimony against them. Y'all need to realize that. This book is our only deliverance in the day that we're living in. We are separate. We are to separate to Yah. You hear that? We are separated from the alien people and their practices which are inconsistent with the worship of Yah. I digress for a moment. Terminological issues. Israelites are not Israelis. The word Israeli, term Israeli, refers to a citizen of the modern state of Israel. See how they use the words of deception to try to make you think when you read the Bible you're talking about them? There were no Israelis before 1948. Can y'all believe that? Before the year 1948, there was not one Israeli. When we say Israel, we are talking about our ancient people of the ancient kingdom which we are descended from. Many try their best to water down this fact, yet it is a very important distinction. Ancient culture. Many love the adoption of being Israel, but in name only. The problem Yah has always had was people from different cultures becoming Israelites and keeping their mindset, keeping the culture and traditions of their pagan past, deceiving you, relaxing the laws, to knock. My personal problem with a lot of these so-called pseudo-ministers is this: who is your teacher? You see, that used to be customarily all throughout the scriptures in there. Everybody, every minister, everybody had a teacher. But today, nobody has a teacher. This is going to take me too long. I was actually going to show you a picture of my teacher. The one who actually taught me how to keep the commandments. Taught me how to keep the feast days and the Shabbat. I was going to show you a picture of him. But I had to take it, do this, transfer this, put it over here, do it like this. But I'll show him to you. But he's grown on now. So with a lot of people today who claim to be ministers, all of y'all need to get it in y'all head, especially you brothers. You need to ask them, who is your teacher? Because when you find out who their teacher was, you're going to find out what they believe. Are y'all hearing me? Because I exceeded well past my teacher. I'm well light years way past that he ever would have been. And guess what my whole goal is? Is that you generations come back, you go well past. You can't tell me y'all ain't that vast. He just giving us what we're able to handle right now. That's right. The job of every good teacher is that the student always excels them. That's right. Yep, always. That's why we force feed you. Stomach popping. I don't want no more. Shut up and eat. Eat some more. Huh? But we really need to start asking people who claim to be ministers, who taught you? That don't mean they taught them everything, because there's going to come a time. You remember there was a time, what did Peter say? There was a time you ought to have been teachers, but you need to sit down, and I throw in the word shut up, and be taught again the first principles and first oracles of Yah. See, people go rust and want to go run out and teach it. You ain't learned shit. You ain't sat under nobody. You ain't even lived this thing, and you want to go run and teach somebody something. Making a mess out of somebody. Just making a mess out of people. I'll tell you how quiet I was. I just went just to worship and praise and learn. I was happy, then I go right out the door. I come show up early and be close to the last one to leave. Just basking. I'm serious. Just loved it too. And all my heartache and trouble and problems didn't come until I got ordained. Oh boy. I'm telling you what I know. Who taught you? See, you can say, Pastor Dowell taught me. That's what y'all can say. You can say, yeah, I'm the one who taught you. Teacher. There are many young men who fall under my teachings. They can actually say, I have a teacher. The recognition of authority. When we meet anyone who claims to be an apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, or teacher, we need to ask them, who taught you? So we can know their nativity. Now we know that's their birth, but we need to know where did this doctrine in them come from? This way, this persuasion that is in you. This perspective that you're trying to pass off as Israelite customs, Israelite laws, Israelite heritage. Where did it come from, or did it come from your own mind? You follow me? That's why we won't be letting no more John Tatums squeak through the cracks no more. Even though he didn't fool me from the first place, I always got a hope, if you understand what I mean. I deal with people, I plow in hope. You follow me? John 3:1, and there was a man of a Pharisee named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art what? Not only did Nicodemus know, but other Pharisees knew. But they knew that he was a teacher that come from Yahweh. For no man can do these miracles that you do except what? Why come everybody avoiding us then? Nicodemus had already broke it down when he showed Christ. Christ said, you're going to do these too. The greater works is he's going to put his spirit in all his people. It's going to be spread throughout all the earth. Not that we're going to do greater than him. The servant is not above his master. We were given the spirit with measure. He's been given it without measure, and then we're charged to increase our measure. And some of us just sitting on it, trying to miracle it to spread. Ain't that true? Why come people ain't saying this to us? Why come they can't recognize us that we are a greater teacher than them? Nicodemus and them could admit that nobody can do these miracles except what? Y'all be with him. Look at all the miracles you've been able to do. These people that listen to you, they should be able to admit Yah's with you. Oh yeah. Here's Brother Scott. Brother Scott and Brother Eric from Nebraska was sitting right here. And I said, Brother Scott, I went and found you then. And found you and Brother Eric. I said, hey, y'all two come here. I said, you see him? Y'all go over and lay hands on him. Go over and command, blah, 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 blah. I got to go over here and do this. They went over and command. Next thing you know, this guy's up walking. They got power. Powered from them by the Holy Spirit. Huh? How they learn how to administer that? From their teacher. And their teacher went over and laid hands on him to make sure that his arm could get raised up. Then we had another miracle, but everybody was too busy rejoicing on the miracle of the walking. They forgot about the miracle of him doing this. And both was a miracle. We always looking for the hand of Yah to be expressed amongst his people. And you got people out here, they ain't even thinking about the move of Yah. Old general prayer. Lord heal him. You waiting for him to move on something like that? He ain't moving on nothing like that. Huh? You wonder why come he ain't doing nothing. Y'all don't give a damn about your uncomfortableness of doing his work. See, the problem is that you get in the way. He already gave you the ruach. You just be obedient, do what he said do, and you get your ass out of the way so he can be in the way. Because we like going, I can't do this. No, you can't. But if you was in Christ, you could do all things. Well, sometimes it don't happen. I told you, if I prayed for somebody, they died, I step over and keep praying for another. Y'all go take them outside to the ambulance. Ambulance ain't going to do them a lick of good. Need to call the coroner. Sorry, folk, but death is a reality, all of us. We ain't staying here. But if you live right while you're alive, you don't fear death. Sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose from the dead, Yah is also going to raise us and bring us back with him. Glory to the King. Whereunto, look what Paul said. I am ordained a what? And a what? Apostle. And I speak the truth in and lie not, a of the what? In faith and verity and truth. Verity, which is truth. You get that? Now, the Apostle Saul had a lot to say about this. Look what he said. There is so much confusion today because many are not teaching the true Israelite culture and heritage. Jeremiah 17:4, Jeremiah said, and you, even yourself, would discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your what? Why you think we're in America? Because we're serving our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues. No, we ain't. We're serving our enemies. Period. They know it. Look how they draft the Constitution against you. Now y'all on the plantation. Man, we're dealing with nobles and peasants. They just ain't telling you that. Look what old Trump doing, President Trump doing. He businessman, right? Make sure he line all the pockets of the business. And what's happening to yours? His health care, so-called, that he repealed Obamacare, is worse than Obamacare. It don't make no difference. The Republicans pass it. Y'all get this? I started looking at this real. I said, this ain't no damn, this is worse than Obamacare. But it make no difference. We did away with Obamacare. We got a victory. I'm telling y'all. That's the way they see things. They don't have to worry about health care because they got money. Where do they get the money from? Taxpayers. Why do you think everybody want to be a politician? People be a politician. Look, I'm gonna let it out, man. I'm gonna tell it. All right? As dumb as I look, I realize that, okay? All right? You know what these politicians do? First thing they do is they run to get in office. Okay? And let's just say your average state senator or representative. They have a pay, let's say they get a pay of $150,000, $200,000 a year just for being in office. All right? That's chicken feed. That's chump change. Because by the time they get in there passing all these laws and putting all these pork in these bills for their constituents, the ones who's giving him $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. You ever notice that every time somebody becomes a politician, they become a millionaire? You ever notice that? Become a millionaire? Huh? Because they're working for somebody else and not you. You giving them taxpayer dollars and they looking at you and thanking you for that bubblegum money. Because they making more money off the people that they are actually representing. That's why when Jesse Ventura said he needs to start wearing patches like NASCAR does to let us know who you representing. Because these people ain't representing us. These elected officials ain't representing us. For the little pennies you give them. I had somebody send me an email, say, boy, Pastor, the way you talk, man, you better be careful. For what? Why should I? Truth set you free? I'm going to tell you another truth somebody said to me on YouTube. All right, we know that over in Manchester, right? And we ain't talking about Manchester, Tennessee either. Over in Manchester, across the pond, allegedly, there was this suicide bomb detonated after the concert, right? All right. This guy wrote and said, Pastor, he says, man, there are so many homosexuals in Pensacola, Florida. I mean, everywhere. He said, where is a good suicide bomber when you need one? I said, ain't that the truth? Why? Because what does the law say for anyone that participates in their lifestyle? Death. That was so, man, I laughed. I almost hurt myself. I laughed so hard when I read that. And in the land which you know not, for you have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. It should be in your heart to be around Yahweh, to be around his people. And this is the instruction. Yahweh will make a way in time. We just didn't go hocus pocus and Straitway was here one day. It came in time. See, a lot of times as you go, your faith is being tested. Acts 2:42, it says, and they continue steadfast in the apostles' what? In the apostles' what? The apostles had a doctrine. The apostles' teaching and fellowship and breaking the bread and in prayers. Look at this. And fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done by the what? How many wonders and signs being done by these modern day preachers today? And all they believed were and had all things and sold their possessions. Why come the Hebrew Israelites don't preach this? I mean, they know the book so well. How do they avoid all this? And part of them, every man had needed, and they continued daily in one accord in the temple, breaking bread from house to house, and to eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising Yah and having favor with all the people. And Yahshua added to the assembly daily such as should be what? Who adds to the assembly? See, this little thing was built. It started in 2002 and was finished in 2003. And watch this. We didn't know how to build. We was on OJT. Anybody know what that means? I know military people know what it means. Yeah, we had on-the-job training with no instructors. Ask Elder Doug. When Elder Doug came here and seen these roof trusses 10 foot on center, did you say something to me about that, Elder Doug? You can't remember? I got these boogers 10 foot on center. Somebody go, what? Hey, it's done been through an earthquake. And our windows broke before them trusses come down. So you safe. Instead of be looking over here, you look at them windows. Somebody go, what, 10 foot on center? I kid you not. Now, these are like 16 or 2 foot on center. If you're going to hide, if a real storm comes, you better run on this end. See, this is the building I'm telling you about that me and the brethren here, all this foundation, we laid 42 yards of concrete in the original foundation. Somebody go, so? You come out there with 10 yards. You'll see what 42 yards is. And Pastor Robertson and them, see this line right here? They laid the blocks all the way up to here, from here down. And guess who finished the rest of them? And then that lying bastard of a dog said he built it. To say you built it means you complete the whole thing. Damn liar. Isn't that something? He's trying to say he did the foundation. He laid all the blocks. He did all the framing. No, he laid to about right here. He told me he was going to come and actually lay the whole building because they already knew how to do it. Guess who had to finish it? OJT. On the job training. That's why I always ask people, tell him to ask his people. Since he got amnesia and all the rest of them do. Isn't that amazing? And then I got all these brothers right here. Well, we making all the excuses in the world. Our excuse was getting out there to do it. Uh-oh. Brother Sang, Brother Doug Bell, they go to work all day. Brother Rich and them, they come right back at it and be right out here on this building. We were young. Heartache to heartache we stand. No promises, no demands. Love is a battlefield. Ashley going. That's all right. Ain't that Pat Benatar? We had to expand the dining hall just so we can increase the fellowship because of all the people Yah is bringing because of the word. When Brother Scott and them moved out here, man, he come out here every day with us. And boy, that was some labor, wasn't it? He come out here and bake with us and roast with us every day. Brother Vern them seen that said, there ain't no deck, that's an ark. That's because he built deck for a living. He said, ain't no deck, man, that's an ark. It took us the whole summer to build it. Brother James turned around and elevated that roof. I'm telling you, man, there was a lot in there. You see them peanut head boys up there on that roof, man. They getting after it, loving it too. I don't know if they were loving being up high or just being on the roof. But they learn a lot here. So from the first day we stepped foot on this land, we sought to build the house of prayer for a people of all nations. That's what this whole ministry is about. Isaiah 56:3 said, neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Yahweh. Somebody say the son of the stranger. And then look what he did. There's a word that he did what? Joined himself to who? You hear that? Speak saying, Yahweh have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a what? Dry tree. See, Israel is an olive tree. A good olive tree. At least we was. That's you. You don't look like that. You look like this. It's bad when you think you look like this and you look like that. That's really bad. That's exactly what you look like. So when you think olive tree, you better not even dare twist your mind to think that's you. You an abomination. You look just like even the damn birds don't even want to come and mess with you. The birds don't even want to come and shit on your branch. They see that, they go, what the hell is that? And then some of you, man, hey, this is Israel, 2 houses. Because we got split because we couldn't stay together because we were hard-headed. So he made the house of Israel and the house of Judah. All right? To graft us all back into one olive tree. When Christ comes, we all going to be back in this one olive tree. So we done metamorphosed. Woo, boy. Y'all gonna let me preach? For thus have Yahweh to the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths and choose. Notice, everybody in here has made a decision to choose the things that please me, meaning Yahweh, and take a hold of my what? What do we talk about more than anything in here? Covenant. Why? The covenant is the beginning of obedience. Even unto them will I give in my house and within my walls a place and a name better than a what? Sons and daughters. He promised to the stranger, to the eunuch, your name would even be better than a natural born Israelites. See, because this covenant wasn't even for you, but yet you came in this and you loved him. And you loved his ways. You loved his laws. He said, so for that, I'm going to give you a name better because these damn nations are rebels. Now, he ain't removed us. Huh? But he let you know there's some people going to come in here that's going to outdo you. Me and Asher were making that video. I say, you know what the people going to say? They're going to say, look at this Edomite woman. I don't give a shit what they say. And I stopped myself. Glory to the King. And then the same people be doing it saying, man, who is that Edomite woman singing? Boy, she can sing. Yep, I'm doing some of you damn Israelites, huh? Just like y'all said. If you're going to use skin. You know, this skin stuff trips me out because you think about this. Let me see. We mix with the Mizrahims. Yes or no? Yes. We mix with the Assyrians. Yes or no? Yes. We mix with the Babylonians. Yes. Yes, no. Mix with the Greeks. Yes. And the Romans. Yes. England. Yes. The Arabs. Yes. Do we not? Yes. The Americans. You gonna tell me people of Israel just because they skin black? You out of your damn mind. With all this, Ephraim, like a cake, not turn. You people are out of your dang mind. I'll tell you what, I know how we know Israel. To the one who he gives his Holy Spirit to. And you know what's amazing? What's amazing, you pay attention to the Messianics. Pay attention to all these Hebrew roots and all these Hebrew Israelites. None of them are preaching the baptism. None of them. But boy, they'll wear you out on his teat. And they actually got this cord of blue right here from our newsletter. These folks are something. See what y'all got the plan for? And I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. I know who my brother and sister is. I do. And also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and take a hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer, and their burnt offerings and sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer just for black folks. Isn't that amazing? For all people. And Yahweh your Elohim which gathered the outcasts of Israel, yet I will gather others to him besides those that are gathered unto him. Scriptures is our life. It's about being able to wade through all the translations and the penmanship that the nations have used. And you can do it too, especially with his Ruach. You see, this is what I was talking about earlier. See, there's a thing, look, psychic trauma, 400 years of untreated trauma. Can you imagine the agony of living while being forced to have a long-term relationship with your tormentor and rapist? The reason why this feminist movement is so hard right now, especially black women, man, being just dang mistress monsters. You follow me? Because when the white man, the first thing he did was destroy her head. The one supposed to be head over her, and made that black woman trust in the master. And now their spirit is on them because they put them in the positions over them, and now they talking like and acting like they still can act that same way today. That's why a lot of you women, when you rise up against these black men out there cracking your ass in the mouth, system, you get in trouble with them. But you know what's amazing? I mean, a woman is designed to submit, and you're only happy when you're doing it. You know I know that? Because we're only happy when we're submitting to y'all. How you feel when you rebel against y'all? How you feel? See what happens? And you keep doing that too long, you're going to have a sickness. I'm serious. And then you're going to get used to the sickness. We're only happy when we submit to y'all and do what he says. That's the happiest point of our lives. And this feminization, or this feminist movement is trying to do its best to remove a woman from being a woman to take on the nature of a man. See, they think when you say submit and obey, that means you're going to get a hammer and club upside your head and all that other stuff. No, it don't. It's amazing because when you obey and you submit, the man has to even challenge to beat you even to a greater level of submission. That's why you people didn't hear nobody say a negative word. Well, they ain't going to say no negative word because they up there with you, Pastor Dowell. That's how the devil talk. They got a mouth, they can talk themselves. We got freedom and liberty, I told you. You know that this ministry is free when everybody's armed. Don't that make sense? If you're going to be a cult, you don't set up there and arm the people. That's the craziest thing in the world to do. That's right. See, these people, man, I'm telling you, I don't think on his mind too much. Good, give me a headache. I don't care how much water I drink. So y'all was good. Hallelujah. This is us expanding. You can tell that's Darrell. You can tell by the side profile. That side profile, you know that's Brother Darrell. Huh? And that's Elder Doug right there, and that's me. And that's us doing some work on here, but everybody know that's Brother Darrell. You can't even have a picture about the building this without old Darrell. That's how Gideon looked. Tell you, man, that's that tank right there, boy. Syncretism, is that right? Syncretism. Where's the tism in there? I don't see no Z. Good enough. Y'all remember some time ago I was going over Hebrew thought and Greek thought? I want to end it on this. The combination of different forms of belief or practices. The fusion. You see that word right there? The fusion of two or more originally different inflectional forms. You get that? In other words, America is a melting pot of confusion of philosophies. And guess what? They all been taught to us. Now, I'm going to give you the scripture for that, all right? We have to hate the garment spotted by the flesh. And the garment ain't talking about this mind. That's why you got to challenge your mind anytime something, if an offense comes up, rather than being offended at the person, first of all, you ain't supposed to be offended at your brother. You're supposed to be looking at yourself and asking, now wait a minute, why am I offended? Now they may do something to irritate you, but you still need a reason why. You need to know a reason, well, what is this in me? But we don't do that. We go ahead and point the finger. Don't we do it? We don't really truly look at it in order to avoid conflict. We just trying to, instead of discerning Yahweh's body. Now, what is this that is called? And have I behaved this way before? Have I felt this way before? I think I've been here before. And what is the cause of this? See, chances are you'll get hold of a spirit. That's what you'll do. But if you own this nature as yourself, then you're going to protect you, which is really a spirit. You get it? That's what should happen. Rather than instead of trying to be offended with each other. Fervent charity, remember Israel? Fervent charity. Remember Israel? Fervent charity. Is the combining of two different, often seemingly contradictory beliefs, while melding practices of various schools of thought. Syncretism involves the merger and analyzing. Is that right? Told you I can't talk, man. Of several original discrete traditions, especially in the theology and mythology of what? Religion. I keep telling you, everything is religion, whether people want to hear it or not. Thus, a certain an underlying unity of allowing for an exclusive approach to other faiths. Remember, I keep